Lucid.
This stretch of water is barely 33 kilometers across at its narrowest point. Yet roughly a fifth of the world's oil passes through it every day, squeezed into shipping lanes only a few kilometers wide, watched by warships, radar, and missile batteries on both shores. Tankers move through here under more scrutiny than almost anywhere else on Earth, and one bad afternoon in this corridor can move fuel prices on every continent. This is the Strait of Hormuz, and it is far stranger and far more beautiful than the headlines suggest. Start on the Iranian side at Hormuz Island, where the beach is red. Iron oxide saturates the soil, staining the sand, and even the breaking waves a rust color that can linger on your skin for days. Locals call it Rainbow Island. The hills hold dozens of different minerals, and the ground shifts color as you walk. The red earth is valuable enough to export. It ends up in cosmetics, ceramics, and dyes, and islanders even use it as a spice. In high summer, this is one of the harshest shores in the Gulf, with heat pushing toward 45 degrees and air that is almost entirely water. Nearby Qeshm is the largest island in the Persian Gulf, more than 130 kilometers end to end. Cut into its interior is Chahkooh Canyon, a slot of vertical stone walls carved by wind and rare, violent rain. The name means four wells, after ancient cisterns cut into the canyon floor to catch what little water falls. In the narrowest passages, you can touch both walls at once, which is exactly what made this a natural fortress, and a very good place to disappear. Local legend says a star fell here and threw the earth into these shapes as it struck. Geologists say wind and water spent millions of years carving the pillars and arches instead. After dark, some locals still say the valley belongs to spirits, and when the wind moves through the hollow spires, making them hum and whistle, the legend feels easier to believe. The carving has never stopped. Every decade of storms leaves new figures standing in the rock. Beneath the island runs the longest salt cave system on the planet, more than 6 kilometers of tunnels, walls marbled red, purple, and white, salt icicles hanging from the ceilings. In the deepest chambers, the crystal walls swallow almost every sound, and the air is clean enough that some visitors come just to breathe it. High on the sea cliffs there is shelter of another kind, caves part natural and part hand-carved, where villagers hid from pirate raids for over 2,000 years, with a lookout over the whole strait. On the shore, craftsmen still build Lenj massive wooden ships, some over 30 meters long entirely from memory. No blueprints. The knowledge passes father to son and has for roughly 1,000 years. The craft is recognized by UNESCO, and the ships it produces can trade as far as East Africa and stay in the water for a century. A few beaches away, black sand glitters with mica like spilled diamond dust, and the waves that break over it still run red. In Rainbow Valley, the ground looks like a spilled paint box, red from iron, yellow from sulfur, bands of purple and white. Some of the red earth is edible, and local artists use the colored sand to paint enormous carpets during festivals. Further on, erosion has carved the cliffs into shapes people read as dragons, eagles, and old faces. From the cliff edge above them, the whole southern horizon opens onto the Gulf, the same water the tankers thread, seen from a place that feels like another planet. The village of Laft has stood on Qeshm for centuries, its skyline crowded with badgers, wind towers that catch the sea breeze and pull it down into the houses below, cooling them without a single machine. The ancients dug hundreds of wells here. Tradition says one for each day of the year. Above the harbor sit the ruins of an old fortress, and in the lanes below some women still wear the borga, embroidered masks worn for generations against sun and sandstorm. Twice a day, the Hara mangrove forest performs a disappearing act. At high tide, the trees seem to float, a green canopy resting on open water. At low tide, the sea pulls back and exposes a maze of tangled roots. The trees pull off the trick by drinking seawater and filtering out the salt through bark and leaf, a species tough enough to build a forest where nothing should grow. The reserve shelters flamingos, pelicans, and nurseries of fish and sea turtles, and you can only cross it by boat. Across the strait, Oman's Musandam Peninsula rises out of the sea in walls of limestone. The village of Qumzar, reachable only by boat, speaks a language found nowhere else on Earth. Above it, Jabal Harim holds fossils of fish and coral. This whole mountain was once ocean floor. And on a bare rock offshore sit the ruins of British Telegraph Station, abandoned to the heat in the 19th century. The men posted there coined a phrase for what the isolation did to them, going round the bend. And the bend is still on the charts. Off Qeshm Island, wild dolphins ride alongside the fishing boats most mornings, whole pods, close enough to touch. Onshore, the island keeps rare antelope and nesting sea turtles. Offshore, the water is clear enough to snorkel straight from the beach. And on some nights, the shoreline itself glows, as bioluminescent plankton light the surf from inside. So which is it? A pressure point where superpowers circle each other, navies shadowing tankers through a corridor narrower than some cities. Or a museum of deep time where salt caves, red beaches, and floating forests carry on as if none of that mattered. A fifth of the world's oil and a beach that stains your hands red, the same 33 kilometers of water. The honest answer is that this location, known as the Strait of Hormuz, is both, and that is not likely to change anytime soon.